guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video might be a little weird because I have a new camera and I'm trying to figure it out. So we will see how this works out, okay? So we're just going to do kind of a casual get ready with me, and I'm still trying to figure out lighting and spacing because this camera sits on a tripod, which is a lot different than me filming from a phone. And oh, that's really bright. Okay, so anyway, so we're gonna go in with our usual Wet n Wild matte primer and get started today, okay guys? So I've got a couple of videos that will be going up today that I'm filming. I have a rant video about a situation that happened at my son's school, and then I have a get ready with me that I have a failed product in, and then this video will be going up next week. That is if I can figure out how well this works out. If not, I'll be shooting something else while I work out the bugs with this new camera. For foundation today, we're going to be going in with the Wet n Wild cushion. I haven't used this in a while, so I was like, why not pull this out of the drawer and use it? I'm going to be going in with a Real Technique sponge today because my normal sponge needs to be washed. And we're just going to go in with this all over the skin and see how that works out for us today. But my camera just came in today. I haven't even had time to read really the instructions on it. So it's going to be, today's video is more of a trial and error and see if I can just kind of figure it out. Then I need to really sit down and read the instructions and figure out what I'm doing with it and go from there. Now, as you guys know, this Wet n Wild foundation, if you've been watching my channel for a while, this is the only Wet n Wild foundation that I can get to sit on my skin. The Photo Focus foundation that everybody raves about is the most confounding foundation of my life. I have tried everything in the world to get that to set on my skin, and it just comes right off my nose. It cracks apart. It looks cakey and insane after about 3 hours of wear. It is the most confounding foundation. Everybody else is just like, oh, it's wonderful. Oh, it's great. It's only $5. And yeah, for me, like, yes, it's only $5, but it looks like crap on my skin about 4 hours in. I can't even wear it to work. So it is, for me, the worst foundation ever. Like, horrible. It doesn't matter what I do to it. This, though, I can wear most, you know, for about an 8-hour shift or so. So it's not that bad. It's not a full coverage. It is more of a sheer coverage. So it's not like my favorite, like, Die Hard kind of formula, but it's not terrible, horrible, oh my god kind of thing. So, but it does wear quite nicely. Now it's a little hard. I'm trying to figure out the lighting here, guys. See, that's too dark. That's blinding. This is just, I will figure this out, guys. I promise. I'm going to go over the top of this, setting it with the Neutrogena Mineral Shears Powder Foundation. And I'm just going to tap that onto the skin all over. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is the foundation does have an SPF of 15 in it. You can kind of smell it when you're putting it on. It has that like SPF kind of smell to it. Another reason why it's not a very full coverage type situation. So I'm just gonna tap over another more sheer coverage powder foundation to give me a little bit more coverage. And it'll also set that foundation into place. Okay. So now that we have that done, we're going to do a whole lot more setting. I'm going to go in with Coty Airspun. And I'm going to take a e.l.f. Total Face Brush. And I'm just going to take that all over the face. I didn't mean to dab so much onto my nose. But this gives extra coverage and definitely make sure that it doesn't move anywhere. Foundations, especially cushion foundations that have that SPF, do have a tendency to try to move. So the more coverage you can give yourself with a setting powder or anything of that nature, probably the better off you are. Okay, now then, I have that laid down. I'm going to take and bake under my eyes with the Coty Airspun. So that I can go into my eye look. Okay. Got a nice bake going. We're going to go in with the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. This has a lot of looks you can go for. So I think we're going to do more of a neutral eye look. So I'm going to go in with a Wet n Wild big fluffy brush into Fresh, which is a flesh toned color. I'm going to just take that across my lids. Then I'm going to go in with this. Where is my towel? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild brush. It's a nice crease brush. It's got a nice, ooh, not that side. It's got a nice fluffy end to it. And I think I'm going to go into Happy, which is a mustardy yellow color. I'm going to tap that into the crease. I'm just going to keep tapping that in and building that color up. I'm going to take and start sweeping that up a little bit. Okay. Now then, I've got that color laid down. I'm going to go to the other eye and do the same thing. Just going to tap. And keep tapping. Trying to get that initial color laid down before I start buffing. And then start buffing back and forwards. Okay. Now there is a lot of kickback in the pan with that, so you might want to be careful with that color. I'm going to take this crown brush. It's kind of got a fluffy top. It's stained. I actually just cleaned this morning. I'm going to go into, what color do I want to go into? I think I'm going to go into Smooth, which is a cool tone, kind of middle to darker brown. I'm going to take that to the outside corner, and just with some tapping, I'm going to lay that color down, moving that up into the crease. Small tapping motions, that way we're building the color up. Okay. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me ignore that call because I don't know who that is. Alright. Keep going. Okay. Alright, that looks like a nice build-up right there. Now then I'm going to do the other eye the same way. Just small stamping motions, laying down a little bit of color at a time, building up slowly. Okay, we're just going to keep building that up on that outside corner, just slightly into the crease. Alright. Now then, I need a packer brush. Where are my packer brushes? They're hiding from me. I did a big brush wash this morning. They all were dry by the time it was time to film. I was shocked. Except for all these large brushes over here. They're not dry. Okay, I think I'm going to go into the color Bold, which is kind of a coppery color. And I'm going to tap that onto the lid. Nice. If I could do this little sweeping motion, it gives this nice little fold effect. And this is actually going on very pretty dry, so I'm not even going to wet the brush. But I'm going to have to go back and touch up that brown, which is being a little pain trying to go on. So alright. So going over here, this eye, doing the same thing. So I'm going to take a small little flat brush, like this Alamar brush right here. I'm going to go back into smooth, and I'm just going to touch up the edge where it comes down to bold. Because it was pretty much like when I laid bold down, it just erased smooth. So I'm just going to marry those together whether they want to be or not. They're going to play nicely today. I'm going to go back with the original brush that I put it on with and kind of just tap it back together up here at the top. There we go. Do the same thing on this eye. Then I'm going to take a nice flat edge brush. Go with my handy little Alamar brush I always use. I'm going to go into this low key, which is a white. I'm going to go up to the brow bone and I'm going to highlight it, erasing all of my little blending mistakes up here at the top. Do the same thing on the other eye. Okay. Now my face looks like a total shit show because I have fallout everywhere. And I'm going to pull out my big fluffy crown brush, and what I'm doing is with a very light hand, I'm going to dust off the bake and the fallout. Okay. So that takes care of that. I'm going to take this Aesthetica P12 big fluffy brush. I'm going to dust off my whole entire face just to kind of knock down any powder or anything like that that's trying to accumulate on my face. And we're done with our eyeshadows today. Now, I want to do something a little different. So I'm going to go back in with this e.l.f. Total Face Brush, and I have this e.l.f. Naturals, they're beads, and they're kind of a bronzy kind of glow to them, and I'm just going to swirl my brush around in the beads, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it onto my face. Ah, a bead popped out. Get back in there. And I'm going to swirl my brush and swirl it on my face just to see if it can kind of smooth out anything on my face, give me a different kind of finish to this look today before I start canvassing my face. Alright guys, now we have our eyeshadow done, we've brushed off everything. We're going to go in with our contour. Now my regular contour brush is still drying, but I do have this very flat top brush from Wet n Wild. So we're going to go into Park Avenue Princess. We're going to go into Angle. I'm going to tap that off just a little bit. I'll lay that line down. It's not my favorite contour brush, but it does work. I'm going to take my Luxie 532 brush and kind of lighten that line up just a little bit. Okay guys, now we're going to go on to bronzer. I washed both of my fan brushes and they're both dry. So we're ready to rock and roll. So, but I don't think I'm going to be doing with my fan brushes today. I actually liked the way it looked when I did the defining brush yesterday. So I'm going to do that again today. I'm going to go in with the define brush. I'm going to go into this Wet n Wild Bronzer Ticket to Brazil pan. And I'm going to just go around the edges of my face and bronze it up just a little bit. Alright guys, so bronzer is done. Let's move on into blush, which my blush brush is still wet. So we're going to move into a Wet n Wild kind of fluffy top blush brush. And I'm going to go into Pearlescent Pink Wet n Wild blush. Oh, this one picks up a little bit too much, but not to fear. It does diffuse easily, so just gonna back into the contour with it. So it does diffuse very easily, so I don't look like I just got smacked in the face. And blush is on. Now for highlighter today, I'm going in with Wet n Wild's Precious Petals. I'm going to first apply it with my fingertip. I'm just going to tap it on. Then I'm going to go in with a Luxie 522 tapered highlighting brush and highlight it where I tapped it on. I don't know why this cheek wants to be so difficult today. It just does not want to highlight. I'm actually going to layer my highlight because I'm also going to go on with Crown of My Canopy by Wet n Wild. Do kind of a double highlight moment. Tap that on top of the Precious Petals. And go back in with the highlighting brush. And Glow to the Gods. I'm also going to take this Crown of My Canopy and tap it right here on top of my eyelid. Right there on top of that bronze shade to just give it a little bit more pop. And then I'm also going to take this Luxie 141 mini round brush and do an inner corner highlight. There we go. So, now that we're highlighted to the gods and back, it is time to do some eyebrows. I'm going to go in with this $1 Billion Brow, which I'm not the hugest fan of, but hey, I've got it, might as well use it. And just run that quickly through my brows. because it's a universal color, it takes more work to get it down to my not so damn dark ass shade. Okay. I'm gonna go in with some IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, just to give me some lashes. And see what we got going on here. This mascara is really a whole, like, ballpark better than that Alamar mascara. Like, way, way better. Ugh. Alright, so now we have eyelashes and mascara on. Eyebrows and mascara on. I don't know where the hell I got eyelashes from. Now we need to get some lipstick, which I did not pick out ahead of time. I know I'm horrible. I should have planned better. So let's see what we're going to go with today. Oh, let me just dust down some stuff a little bit, people. I feel a little powdery today. Ah! No! Massive mascara fell. Massive. The horror. The horror. Okay. Crisis averted. Anyway, let's go with... I think I want to go with I Don't Desert You. It's a Wet n Wild shade. Might as well. I've got enough Wet n Wild on my face. Okay, so that's going to be the look for today. Let's go in with a little bit of, let's go with a dewy setting spray today. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Ready Set Radiant setting spray. Okay. Alright, so we're set into place now, guys. This is the final look for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that red rectangle and the little bell next to it, because I upload 5 days a week before 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is my new camera, so I'm still trying to figure it out. And I don't know where to look or where to put my hands yet. So anyway, guys, also look down in the description box down below, and all of my social media will be down there, so you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you have any ideas for future videos or any comments, you can leave them on my social media or in the description box down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, so let me know what's on your mind, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.